Hey, what's up, guys? You're now listening to Devo with Uncle Theo. Today is day 204, and we're going to cover Proverbs chapters 12 through 15. Now, we've established our premise. We know our main characters are Lady Wisdom and Lady Folly, and we know that their audience is the simple. And we've been walking through looking at the benefits, the friends in the forms of Lady Wisdom, and the benefits, the friends in the forms of Lady Folly. And all we're going to do today is continue in that thread. So today you're going to get what seems like a lot of random proverbs. And basically what you have here, remember, is Solomon is giving you this puzzle, this riddle to say, hey, solve it, put the pieces together. And what's happening here is you're seeing what Lady Wisdom has to offer, and you're seeing what Lady Folly has to offer, and it's coming in rapid succession. The best way to work through the Proverbs is to collect them together and study them in what's called a thematic way, and getting all of the themes that line up under Lady Wisdom and all of the themes that line up under Lady Folly. And any good commentary would have done this work for you. Even a quick Google search would help you with this. Like, here's an excerpt from the Expositor's Bible Commentary. Just listen to these lists. Listen to what falls under Lady Wisdom. And we've covered a lot of these already. Avoidance of strife, compassion for animals, contentment, diligence, faithful love, faithfulness, generosity, honesty, humility, integrity, kindness to others, kindness to enemies, leadership, loyalty, nobility, patience, peacefulness, praiseworthiness, righteousness, self-control, strength and honor, strength in adversity, teachableness, and truthfulness. Now listen to this list that falls under Lady Folly. Anger, antisocial behavior, beauty without discretion, blaming God, dishonesty, greed, hatred, hot temper, immorality, inappropriate desire, injustice, jealousy, lack of mercy, laziness, maliciousness, meddling, pride, quarrelsomeness, self-conceit, self-deceit, self-glory, self-righteousness, social disruption, stubbornness, unfaithfulness, unneighborness, vengeance, wickedness, wicked scheming. And this is the puzzle. I just wanted to go ahead and make it a little thematic for you. And these are basically the subjects that we would cover in chapters 12 through 15. Let's grab a few. Verse 1, whoever loves discipline loves knowledge, but whoever hates correction is stupid. Never thought you would see the word stupid in the Bible, but it's there. Maybe you can get bold enough one day to call a fool stupid. I know that's politically incorrect, so I don't know if you can get by with that one, but scripture says it's in good ground. But you see the difference there? Lady Wisdom, friends, loves discipline. She loves knowledge. But Lady Folly's children and her friends, here's the care for animals one. The righteous care for the needs of their animals, but the kindest acts of the wicked are cruel. And you may see this in a different translation. A righteous man regards the beast. And look at this. This is a good one. Verse 11. Those who work their land will have abundant food, but those who chase fantasies have no sense. A form of Lady Wisdom is hard work, but a form of Lady Folly is chasing fantasies. What are fantasies? Gambling, lottery, sports betting, any get-rich-quick scheme you can think of. These things are fantasy, they require luck, and they should be avoided at all costs. Verse 15 says, the way of a fool seems right to them, but the wise listens to advice. It's the difference between Lady Folly and Lady Wisdom. A fool shows their annoyance at once. Why? Because they're always going to open their mouth. They can't hold their tongue. But the prudent overlooks an insult. It's Lady Wisdom. The words of the reckless pierce like swords. Lady Folly doesn't care if her words hurt you. She'll cut you up from limb to limb. But the tongue of the wise brings healing. Lady Wisdom. Truthful lips endure forever. Lady Wisdom. But a lying tongue lasts only for a moment. Lady Folly. The prudent keeps their knowledge to themselves. Lady Wisdom. But a fool's heart blurts out folly. Lady Folly. You see the difference in this type of venting and biblical venting? Lady Folly wants to vent in a sinful way, in a gossipy way, in a way that feels yucky and wicked. You know when you're around somebody that's venting biblically versus when somebody's gossiping and meddling in other people's affairs. Anxiety weighs down the heart, but a kind word cheers it up. This is the power that Lady Wisdom has. The righteous choose their friends carefully, but the way of the wicked leads them astray. See that antithetical parallelism? You see the difference there? And this is what I said. It seems like they're going to get random, but this is what you're to do. You're to see which lady this clause or this principle lines up with when you study it to learn which one you want to win you over. Now, there's an emphasis in chapters 13 and 14 on perseverance and integrity, like verse 4 and verse 22. A sluggard's appetite is never filled, but the desires of the diligent are fully satisfied. You see the perseverance with both Lady Folly and Lady Wisdom? Lady Folly always has a desire and an appetite of discontentment, and she's going to persevere in that. Lady Wisdom has an appetite of diligence and hard work. She's going to persevere in that and be fully satisfied. So you have to figure out which one you're going to line up with. Even in verse 22, a good person leaves an inheritance for their children's children, but the sinner's wealth is stored up for the righteous. Now, this isn't a command that it's your duty to leave an inheritance for your children's children, but it shows that Lady Wisdom can teach you how to manage money well to the point where you have something to give to your children and your children's children. What else does Lady Wisdom teach us? She teaches us how to persevere with the rod. Whoever spares the rod hates their children, but the one who loves their children is careful to discipline them. You don't spare the rod in this context of perseverance. Why? Because that's what you're going to be tempted to do as a parent. You're going to be tempted to go easy. Don't go easy. Don't opt for a shortcut in parenting. Do the hard work that Lady Wisdom calls you to do. And don't just have these appetites and desires to have godly kids when you won't put in the work. If you're just operating off of your appetite and your desires, those are traces and trends of Lady Folly. You gotta put in the work, and you can't lighten up or go easy. You have to persevere. Chapter 14, the wise woman builds her house, but with her own hands, the foolish one tears hers down. See the difference there? Where there is no oxen, the manger is empty, but from the strength of an ox comes abundant harvest. I love this verse. I like to help a lot of mothers and women with this verse because usually your house is messy and it's a lot of chaos going on, but I want you to be encouraged by this verse. You may not have oxen, but you're raising strong children. And because of that, your house is messy, but much strength is going to come from all of that hard work, where before long, they'll be contributing to the household. They'll be adding to you. They'll be helping you engage in hospitality. They'll be helping you love others. And so be encouraged with your mess. The other alternative is to not have a mess, your house be squeaky clean, but you have no oxen. You have no children to train up and fulfill God's greatest command, the Great Commission, to raise up more image bearers to let his glory fill the earth. All hard work brings a profit, but mere talk only leads to poverty. You see the difference? Lady Wisdom puts in the work, but Lady Folly only does the talking. A truthful witness saves lives, but a false witness is deceitful. Fools mock at sin, but among the upright there is goodwill. There's a way which seems right to a man, but its end is the way of death. This is what I meant by do what thou wilt, follow your desires. This is what is going to lead to and end with death. And we get a glimpse. Verse 15, the naive believes everything, but the sensible man considers his steps. And this is what I was telling you about. You can't always just have this open door and be naive and believe everything. You have to get to a point where you become sensible and start to consider your steps. Because a wise man is cautious and turns away from evil. He doesn't just listen and accept everything. A truthful witness saves lives, but he who utters lies is treacherous. So we're starting to get language around good speech versus wicked speech. Good speech coming from Lady Wisdom and wicked speech coming from Lady Folly. And this statement about a truthful witness saving lives jogs my memory about the other proverb that I skipped over in Proverbs 11, but it says the fruit of the righteous is a tree of life, and he who wins souls is wise. And I want to give a slight correction on this verse because it's been taken out of context a lot to mean that somebody whose soul wins and shares the gospel is a wise person, a person who knows how to do that well. Now that's true, but that's not what this proverb's saying. What's the context of this proverb? Wisdom. Lady Folly and Lady Wisdom is trying to win you. And what the proverb is saying is, if you can win somebody to Lady Wisdom, you're wise. And to get them to avoid Lady Folly, well, the implications of that is one of the wisest things to believe in is the gospel. And so if you can get someone to move toward Christ in the gospel, you're a wise man. So I just wanted you to get to sharing the gospel the right way and not just say this verse is specifically talking about sharing the gospel when it's not. You can put sharing the gospel under an approach of wisdom, but the context is truly leading one to Lady Wisdom. And we end with chapter 15. This is a very important verse for parents, husbands, friends, anybody that does relationships. And that's all of you. A gentle answer turns away wrath, but a harsh word stirs up anger. Memorize that verse. It'll take you a long way in this life if you listen to those words from Lady Wisdom. The eyes of the Lord are everywhere, keeping watch on the wicked and the good. We're getting more proverbs about speech and attitude and hard work and counsel and money. Like the house of the righteous contains great treasure, but the income of the wicked brings ruin. Speech, the lips of the wise spread knowledge, but the heart of fools are not upright. Attitudes and heart conditions. The Lord detests the sacrifice of the wicked, but the prayer of the upright pleases him. Better are small servings of vegetables with love than a fattened calf with hatred, meaning it's better to have healthy, boring food in a home, in a house with fellowship with people you love than some of the best meats that you can have where there's strife in the home and there is not love there. And it's just a house, it's not a home. Plans fail for lack of counsel, but when he advisors, they succeed. Here's another one on speech. A person finds joy in giving an apt reply, and how good is a timely word. The heart of the righteous weighs its answers, but the mouth of the wicked gushes evil. You have to be slow in your speech. Slow down, people. Don't let this life pass you by and you just record mistake on top of mistake, evil on top of evil, wickedness on top of wickedness, simply because you won't slow down and be more worshipful in your attitude and your walk. I promise you, you won't miss out on anything. And this proverb closes with saying, wisdom's instruction is the fear of the Lord, and humility comes before honor. And that's what we've been saying all along. If you have good things on your heart, you'll have some good things on your tongue. As we are looking at the randomness of these proverbs, and like I said, it's better to make them thematic, which is why I run that list off at the beginning of this episode, so you can start to add these proverbs to which lady they line up under to see whom you will follow. And I pray that you choose Lady Wisdom, and I pray that you become wise enough to win souls to Lady Wisdom. Keep digging in these proverbs and becoming wise, brothers and sisters. Lives depend on it.
Yeah.